Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thank you for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk, Thinker Right, out here in the lab. It's been a few days. I had some personal issues, swelling on my face. You see, I got a little lumpy, like I've been in a fight with Muhammad Ali, but allergies, and I got to figure out what's causing it. But I get up in the morning, sometimes I'm looking like Mr. Clump, so I got to find out what that problem is. But until then, I'll be here doing what I do, swole face or whatever. But all right, let's go. Hope you get the concept. This is what I do. Right is the 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. Message in the story. I look like Kanye West with the fat face. I hate that. But it is what it is. I keep looking at myself. It don't look good. So I'm going to tough it up and do what I do for you. Let's go. Right is it. 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. Story for life. You are tuning in, receiving the messages. I appreciate the viewers. We got a good thing going, so let's rock. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on. It's to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment, small face and all. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment. Excuse me, aka know thyself. That's my mission. Let all right thinkers do just that. Knowing thyself is the question I ask, and I try to give you the answer. If you don't have it, I'll try to help you with that. That's what I do for you. Let's go. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard that. Don't waste your time. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. They're willing to learn. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got you. A person who knows not. This what grinds my gears, and believe that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows, but knows not that they know. It's okay. They're asleep spiritually. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's how I do. Why I do it for you, so you can know thyself. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons, they reside in you. Right think and know thyself. And to my eye, be true. Today, right thinkers, let's talk about following your inner guidance, aka that intuition, that little voice. Remember the devil and the angel, just that concept. That's where it comes from. But you have an angel inside your head. You're the devil. The devil don't reside in he do reside in your head, but he also resides in your identifying with yourself, hence the ego. Okay? You are who you are. That's why you want to better who you are by learning and gaining knowledge and doing the things you need to be to show you are a better person, fit to be in the next realm. The next realm, we call it afterlife. Y'all call it hell and heaven. Okay, same difference, same place, just different terminologies. Understand that. But guess what? The things you have to do to get there is the same. It ain't changed a bit. That's called truth. That's what I study. Sorry, let's go. Now, let's go. The goddess I set. I tell you about her all the time. She's the bad mama jamma. She is all that. Why? Because she holds the key to knowing thyself. She's the wisdom carrier. She's the Akashic record. You master Aset, you master knowledge and wisdom. She was so good, she had the seekers to our name, so she knew everything. She's the most knowledgeable, wise aspect of your character, from spirit to wisdom. Those two things together will make you Haru. That's the concept. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand that. Be Haru. You are set. You aspire to be Haru. That's your better self, higher self. Now, it's been a couple of days. I'm excited, so I got lessons that I'm just trying to get out. So this is another one I'm trying to move. Let's go. So, goddess, the goddess I set means wisdom, intuitive knowledge that comes from where? Not out there. Please understand that. And if you learn about the goddess I said, I'm trying to teach you about her, and you put your own due diligence in to study and get the story, learn the story, emulate the story, say, she done brought two people back from the dead. She bad. Ain't nobody ever did that. Ain't nobody ever died and came back and told us nothing. But they tell you Christ rose somebody from the dead, and we all do it symbolically again. She did it symbolically. So it's all symbolic. This is mythological stories to educate you, to enlighten you, to teach you how to be your best you with characters and concepts that you can learn, mimic, and become. Like I'm teaching all over again the first lesson, but I need you to understand this is important information that you can use. I don't give you a bunch of nonsense. I don't have time for that. I don't expect it and I don't give it. So understand that. I give it to you the way it's supposed to be done straight. Let's go. And if you learned about our set and you know she is the intuitional knowledge, aka greatness. She is how you become great. Master her and you'll be your best self. She is all that. She got a bunch of stories. Do some homework. I'm trying to give you all those stuff at one time, but do something on your own and find out some things that I just led you to there, and you take it from there. I'm just a GPS. I'm gonna point you in the right direction. You got to go. When you know something that you know you didn't study for or learn in the book, some information that I have that I didn't get from reading these books, that's I said. You don't get knowledge from an outside source. You can learn and acquire and observe, but the real thing is inside you already. You need to make that decision to wake it up, get it, to use it. The information I'm giving you is to do just that. And when, watch this, when that voice inside your head, that's where it's at, not out there, inside your head, tells you, don't do that. Don't do it. That little gut, I call it gut, whatever you want to call it, it's intuition. I'm telling you what it is. How about that? You can guess and think. No, it's intuition of knowledge, internal knowledge that you have. It's a guide. Why? It's there to help you out. When I made that drug deal back in 1978, my intuition told me, don't do it. My ego said, man, let's go. Yeah, me and my ego set up in jail. Intuition said, I told you. So yeah, you beat yourself up, and for 3 years, I had that voice in my head. I told you, I told you. So I will never not listen to my I said again. Whatever she say, I'm doing. Just a concept to let you understand. That's how strong that is. And I remember it 40 years ago. Okay, those are life lessons. Mm-hmm. They last you a lifetime if you learn it. And if you don't, you'll keep repeating the same thing for a lifetime, and it will kill you at an early age. Trust me. Ignorant people, a lot of egoistic people don't live long, prosperous lives. There's a reason for that. Sorry, moving on. When you're spiritually enlightened, and that means you know things about yourself and you live in them, implementing, so you're getting better. So you are enlightening yourself to who you are. You know your asset aspects and what you use them when daily. Well, learn something, don't use it. I see guys going to the gym every day getting bought the first chance they get, they want to take the shirt off and show their muscles. But that's what you do it for. I understand that. I just do it to keep my little body in shape. So a little different mindset. Again, I'm 65 years old. I ain't trying to be like Mr. Atlas. I want to be in shape. So that's what I do it for. Understand that. When you do something in moderation, keep the balance. You should know what you're doing it for, why you're doing it, and how you're doing it. That takes care of you. What the guy doing next year ain't got nothing to do with you. I don't care what somebody else is doing. What I'm doing. Understand that. Next lesson, that inner voice is who? Who's on first? They don't know who is. You need to know who is who. All right, let's talk about that inner voice. That little voice, that's the real you. Mm-hmm. What? Trust me, it knows more than you'll ever know. Learn from it. That's the whole point. It should guide you. Let your conscience be your guide. But if you got bad conscience, you got a bad guide. If the leader that's leading you is not leading you the right way, you following a bad leader. That's all. I made the comment. I don't fault the bad leaders for tricking and lying to the people for their selfish gains. No, you can't. Why? It's those who are ignorant enough and not discerning enough to know that they're full of crap. Simple. That's not the bad leaders' fault. It's the bad followers. 85% of us are bad followers. Moving on. We tell that an inner voice is just what you just have to understand and listen to it daily. If you don't know what that voice is, it's always been there all your life. It's always been there. So it's a part of you. Come on now. When you are in sync with the forces of nature, aka God, and you hear the phrases, the stars lined up, everything was perfect. No, if you do what you're supposed to do, handle your business, things will fall out that way. That's what it's for. And all those who do it know that. Those who don't have a clue. That's the difference. For those who know. Those who don't. So knowing thyself is the goal for all of us, not just a few, but it only works if I know me, you know you, she know her, he know him. We should all get along. If she don't know him, he don't know him, I don't know me, we ain't ever gonna get along. That's called chaos. My eye brings order, so everybody's on the same page. You don't hear a bunch of different variations of my eye. Ain't but one. Okay, so that's the difference. When you got, he says this about that, he's the same thing. Everybody says something different about it. I don't trust it. Simple. Moving on. When you have knowledge, you can discern between right and wrong, true and untrue. That's what the whole purpose of it is, for you to know. I don't give a damn what somebody else think about somebody who's doing what they're doing. If I don't drive that, I'm not following. Simple. You have, listen, you have another self, aka higher self, other than your I self. That's the ego. The ego identifies with I, and it's okay. You can't live without knowing who you are. First of all, the foundation is I am that I am. I am in you. That's where I am. So however you phrase it, please understand it. A lot of times we hear phrases and quotes that don't have a clue, but it sounds good, so they go with it. Get understanding, please. If I say something you don't understand, get your book, find out what I'm saying. I ain't trying to talk over you here. I'm trying to enlighten you. So if something I'm saying, I try to break down most of the stuff I think you might not understand. But if it's something that you may not understand, do your homework, get understanding. Say, oh, that's what he meant. Yeah. When you're in sync with the forces, aka God, Luke, use the force. In life, whenever you're in a situation, use the force. Sometimes you got to calm yourself down. Sometimes you got to big yourself up. But you need to use the force that's available for you. That's what it's there for, to use. But if you don't have it, you can't use it. Thank you. It's better to have something and don't need it than to need something and don't have it. Okay. Oh, I ain't got it. Sometimes I look for I ain't got it. You ain't got it. You ain't got it. Moving on. That's just the fact of life. And when that happens, watch this. You're living what? Righteous and virtuous. Those two qualities will be rewarded by your higher self, because that's what it wants you to be: righteous and virtuous and courageous. Be courageous enough to stick to what you believe in. If I wasn't obsessed with what I do, I wouldn't be doing it now. Why? Because it ain't flying. Everybody's falling in love with it. So it ain't about, oh, they love it. No, I got to stick to what I believe is right and do what I do and hopefully help you. That's my goal. That's my mission. And that's what I'm on. Sorry about that. Get back to the lesson. Yeah, boy, you got to move. You got to go faster. Now I'm going to pick up the speed a little bit. When you and your higher self communicate, you're what? Becoming conscious of who? Your higher self. When you start hearing that voice, you start listening to that voice, you get comfortable with that voice. That's what meditation is for. Get used to the voice. Praying is your voice that's being spoken. You ain't listening. You begging, you're asking, you're hoping, you're wishing. Pray, be thankful. Go into the prayer of gratitude and thankfulness. Give thanks for what you have gotten. Give thanks for what you did get done. Not for what you, oh, please don't you give me some. No, don't work that way. Sorry, put the work in and you earn it. Right? What's intention? Excuse me, what's intuition? The intention, we did that already. Intuition, watch this, is knowing, excuse me, or understanding immediately. Right up the spot. Oh, I know that. Yeah, I recognize it. Why? That's intuition. It's something that you just know without what? The need of thinking of it. When you start talking God, right, man, I ain't got to think, I ain't got to do, I don't need no books to tell you anything about what it is I do. I use the book to teach, but I haven't read the book. I know it's in the book. When you have information that will serve you, that's the right thing. Philosophy, it don't make a difference about who gave it to you, where you got it from. You just need to use it. I ain't the only one doing this, so I know you got other people follow. Trust me, I ain't got no problem with them either. Why? We all trying to do the same thing. I don't hate on my competition. We trying to enlighten. As a teacher, I don't hate another teacher because his philosophy is different. No, if he doing what he's supposed to do, get best out of his people, I got nothing but respect for that because that's our agenda. That's what teachers do. Help others, not ourselves. Sorry, but I'm a little hyped this morning. Knowing thyself is the use is using what following what your intuitional thought process. That's best for every individual. Know what works for you. I can't tell you what to do. I tell you find out what works for you and then you work it. Like TDJ said, you work it. Same thing, same philosophy. I like that guy because he's a teacher. He don't just preach, he teach. The other guys, I ain't too big on that nonsense, but when you give me something that I can use, and he talks a good one. He put it to use. I love the way he present and teach what he teach. I ain't got a problem with that. Simple. Yeah, he's who he is, but everybody has the right to do what they do. If you serve the Lord, and I'm serving the Lord, you and I shouldn't be fighting. I'll leave that there. I hear that nonsense, so that tells me that's nonsense. I ain't heard a commission concept person argue with another one yet about what they teaching and what they professing. So that's my point. Intuition, again, is knowing without studying. You just know. That's intuitional knowledge. That's the Akashic record. Having ability to raise your conscious level to go with that rarefied air and get all the information, because that's where it's at. That 10% that we use of our brain, that 90% is where you can go if you raise your conscious level. It's there for you. All you gotta do is get to it. Like the hanging fruit. You gotta figure out how to get to it. And they're gonna come to you. So that lies the process of knowing thyself. Let's go. Intuitive knowledge is what? Is when something new is not really new to you. I've been telling you the heart, conscious of the heart at Judgment Day. I gave you that concept because that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. It was a concept that you had to understand to make you do certain things. Doing right, living right comes with a reward. Do we tell them that? But the work that you put in is going to be hard, arduous at times. But if you do what you're supposed to do, you will be rewarded. If you put hard work in, oh, it ain't like you're going to come out with nothing. No, no, no. You put it in, you come out with something. Trust me. No matter how little minute it is, it's more than what you started with, and that's the name of the game. Doing the right thing in life should be what? Intuitive. It should be natural. When you go against nature of Maya, you go against your nature, you become the devil. Okay? You become self-serving. You ain't doing God's work. You're not devotion. Devotion to God is doing the right thing when nobody else is looking, nobody's around. That's integrity, doing the right thing all the time. Why? Because it's between the ears. It ain't what somebody see. Put your work in and you'll benefit. Trust me. Intuitive knowledge should, the right thing in life should be intuitive. Why? Because it's taught them. If it's taught at a young age. If we teach our young people the truth, hold them accountable to live those truths, guess what? They'll stay on that path. They'll stay on that path of truth and righteousness. They ain't got to deviate. They ain't got to find themselves. They got to forget what was taught to them. Give them the truth. That's all I say. I gave my kids the truth. That's all the only parental thing I can say about mine and their parents. I didn't lie to my kids. I didn't perpetrate. No, I kept it straight. That's why I wanted that from my parents. I didn't get that, so I made sure I took care of that problem myself. Sorry. Let your higher self, aka consciousness, be your life's guide. That's intuitional. That's doing what feels right. When there's a situation, sometimes you say, no, this is just bad. This is bad. Go on, get out. Why? Because your intuitive knowledge is telling you this ain't going to be good. I always use the phrase from Boys in the Hood, the concept when they riding down on the guys who shot Ricky. Cuba got in. He's sitting there starting. His higher self kicked in. That little voice started talking. He said, "Yo, my man, pull over. I'm out. I'm out. I got to deal with me. Y'all can do what you want to do. When you know how to separate yourself from what's wrong, that's living right. That's what I'm trying to say. It takes a long time, but if we start them out young, they will recognize wrongness in the early age. They would deceive it. They would separate themselves from people who do wrong acts. That's all. They know right from wrong, or they're gonna stop being with the people who they're doing wrong. I'm not with you. Why? I'm not doing that. Simple. So get the understanding, but it starts young. Let your see we did that. Okay. When I lived by my ego self, watch this. This was the best time of my life, I thought. And it was and for a while until it was time to pay. When you dancing to the music, you jam, yeah, everything good. But like the judge told my dad, you dance to music, you got to pay the piper. I'm the piper. You should be your own piper. Dance to your own music. That way you only got to pay yourself, so to speak. Watch this. When I lived the life self, ego self, I was guessing my next move, not knowing. I'm living by the seat of my pants. Okay, I'm whatever mood I'm in the morning. That's what I'm going. Whatever comes to my mind, that's what I'm going. I wasn't planning. I didn't have no set plan. I just was making money and having fun. Simple. Okay, I was young and dumb. Obviously, we beat because he just trying to calm me down. I said, man. So yeah, we fought back and forth about the business of business. The drug business wasn't my only business. It was his only business. I don't care about you, dog. My man, I'm not doing this. We separated ways because I decided not to do it no more. He continued. I end up bailing him out of jail. After being in jail with him, I still got to go back and bail him out. So which one of us didn't learn the lesson? Moving on. My ego self, watch this, kept me in trouble. Sound familiar? If your life is drama filled, I call it, that's because you causing it. You bringing your own problems to yourself. Because I did dumb things when daily I wild out every day. I did whatever came natural to me. When it was good, and it was good. When it was bad, some people had to suffer. I didn't care. Again, once you raise your consciousness to spirituality and you live in what, right? Those wrong actions will just leave. I have no desire to do those things anymore. Like when you go to rehab from a drug, 30 days, 28 days, whatever, 4 weeks of not doing something, puts you on the other side now. You should be better and understand that I don't need that. That's what whole rehab is for. Jail's supposed to be for rehabilitation. Now it's just a house, a bunch of people for money. Bunch of ignorant people who made mistakes and they got to pay for being incarcerated. It's a whole life behind jail. But now they're not learning nothing. It's just a life. They're gonna be there for life, half of them. So don't end up there. Once you get that life sentence, all the right things in the world ain't gonna do nothing for you but keep you sane while you doing your time. And I'm trying to help you out. But once you made that decision, once the decision was rendered, you got to pay the bill. You pretty much stuck in your own head because that's what's gonna work. That's all. I spent 3 years thinking, contemplating, figuring out certain things. Yeah, why? Because that's all you got me doing time is thinking. Now you knew. Listen a minute. Okay, 1 minute. Now that I'm spiritually enlightened through studying and practicing my lessons that I learned for over 35 years, I'm better at giving advice about what life. I tell you, I give life lessons. I know life. Oh yeah, trust me. I give way to my what higher self now, not the ego self. The ego self, I didn't care about nothing. So now I do that on a daily basis, and guess what? My life is great. I thought that was good life. This is great. Way better. Why? I don't have to worry about some of the stuff that I did then. That's why. And follow what? Your conscious, following your conscious God. Meaning listen to I said, listen to the inner voice. Quick lesson. The story. When I saw I went to the party that set through for him that he was gonna throw him into the coffin and kill him, I told him, baby, don't go. Didn't Lincoln wife tell him, baby, don't go to the opera? So, when you're fixated on what you do, it's easy to plan, strategize against you. Why? Because you're routine. If somebody was setting me up, all they got to do, went to the gym. Why? I'm there every day. If something you want to do to somebody, you get that routine, you study them, you follow them, and then you do what you need to do. That's just old school. Sorry, I'm giving away some tricks, but yeah, that's just what you do. If you want to learn about somebody, you study them, you observe them. Moving on. Sorry about that. Let me get that in there. Last one. Appreciate it. I know it's a little long, but I hope the lesson get across. That's my whole goal, to get the lesson out. You have everything you need or to know where. Inside of you, God made us in his image. He's perfect. We are too. Once we figure it out, that's the caveat. He said, well, I'm gonna make it so easy for you. If where do I hide me? So, you know, if I put me under the ocean, he'll go down there and find me. I put it in outer space, he'll go out there and find it. Put it on top of the hill, he'll find that too. You bury it, he'll dig it up. Put it where he least expect. In him. That means we out in this world looking for God all the wrong places. It's inside you. That's a quick lesson. Watch this. We was created again in God's image, likeness. That means we have everything we need. God did everything from himself. Everything he did came from him. So we got the same power to create. And that's what we do. Whatever we think, we can manifest. If you can conceive it, you can achieve it. That's the power of God. That's what he gave us. Animals can't do that. And a lot of ignorant people won't do that. Moving on. If you think you're missing anything, that's not right thinking. Why? Because we are God. We don't lose, miss nothing. He can multiply over and over again. He can die over and over again, and he don't miss or add nothing to himself. That's bad. Nothing outside of you can give you anything you don't actually have already. That's right thinking philosophy. I'm learning information, but it's already confirmation for what I've been studying and learning. So it all comes together, no problem. Moving on. Right thinkers what? Know that they have everything they need. Why? It's God's gift to us. All we gotta do is figure it out. That's what the consciousness is for. The ability to think, ponder, comprehend, and compartmentalize information so that we can make it useful for us to better ourselves. That's the purpose of telling mythological stories. That's the purpose of philosophy, theology, and everything else that give you information about self and your higher self, God. Last one, you just have to be taught who you really are. That's right thinker's job. That's all I want to do for you. Give you information that you can use to be your best self. That's right thinking philosophy's goal. That's what I do for you. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I know it's a little long.